Hi, everyone. You're watching another 24/7 TBC live broadcast. My name is Paul, and this is episode 62. And today's date is June 8th, 2018. First, I'd like to see if there's anybody here yet.
June 8th,
so let me go over to my chatting. Okay, no one's here yet, but that's okay. All right. I'm going to talk about what TBC is and how it could benefit you. TBC is just short for the Billion coin. It's a cryptocurrency that came out 2 years ago, and it is not on a trading market or in the coin market cap. Okay, so the price is based on an algorithm. When the creators of this coin created it, they wanted it to be different. They wanted it to be a solution and not just an option for people to protect their wealth. They wanted it to be a solution as a completely form of currency, money, that can be used throughout the entire world by the entire population of the world, that would bring complete abundance to every single person on the face of this earth. That was, and that still is, their mission. So how did I find out about it? Well, I finally couldn't ignore cryptocurrency towards the end of 2016. And I made my first purchase of Bitcoin in that last quarter because I had read enough about blockchain technology that I understood it to be something that was real. And not only real, but it wasn't going away. And from past experience with what I've seen with technology, and I'm not a techie person, so I don't keep up on that stuff. I see things come, but it's not me. It's not a huge passion, okay? I have to have a real big passion for me to really get into something. So I missed the boat, basically, back in 2011 when I first found out about Bitcoin. I thought it was nuts, but it wasn't nuts. But over the years, of course, it got more and more popular, and more coins had come out, and they were all being traded on this market. And I needed to find out what it was. So after I did that, we went into the first quarter of 2017, and I kept doing some more research on it, pulling up videos whenever I had a chance on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general. And that's when I came across TBC, as one of those suggested videos on the side there of YouTube to watch. And it was called the Billion coin, and I had never heard of it before. And I said, well, I don't remember seeing this on as any of the coins I've been looking at on the coin market cap. So what is this? And so I watched a video, then I watched another, and then I watched another. Then after that, I had to really search. There wasn't too many videos out there. And a lot of the videos that were calling the Billion coin a scam, okay, because it was not on an exchange, which made no sense to me. But that's just because I do have and had an education as I was growing up because of my parents on how the monetary system, the currency system, the central banking system, the markets, all that worked. Okay. I had taken an interest in that as a kid. And I have 3 brothers, and I was the only one of us brothers, siblings, that couldn't get enough of reading. I always loved to read. I love truth. I've always been passionate about truth. And so my mom was into that type of stuff, the Federal Reserve and the central banks and the Rothschilds family and the Rockefellers over here, and how everything got put together and what happened in the history of America with the economy and so on and so forth. I don't know why she was into that. She was into a number of things, but that made a lot of sense to me, as a couple other things that she was into, like nutrition and stuff like that. So I was aware of that. And so I couldn't understand these ones that were coming out and saying that it was a scam because it was on it, our coin wasn't on the market. And I said, well, these people don't understand that once you put anything on a market, and the market is the central banking system, they use that so that they can come in and buy whatever it is they want of yours, basically. And this is how they do it. It's called the pump and dump. They purchase the stock or the coin or whatever it is that's on the market. In this case, we're talking about coins, right? Cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Monero, Ethereum, Dash, so on and so forth. Okay, but Bitcoin is the biggest. And I think it's like 134 billion in trading power or whatever that is. I don't understand that particular aspect of it, but I know it's at the top. Okay, so I do know it is being manipulated without a doubt. And what that means is just that the rich, the wealthy, the central bankers could come in because it's completely decentralized. There's no control. Anybody can own it. Own as much or as little as they want. So they come in and they buy as much as they want, and they raise the price up. And while that price is going up, everybody else, the masses, want to come in because they want to make a profit when the percentage goes up 10%, 20%, 30%. It increases 40%, whatever they're willing to risk. And then they'll sell and they'll make a nice little profit, right? But if you don't know what you're doing, and even if you do, you can get caught in the dump period of when these wealthy individuals decide to, okay, we've hit our price, now we're going to sell our coins. And they sell their coins back into the market, and it lowers the price. And the price goes down every single day. It can go down really fast, within an hour, within a half hour. Okay, it's just really, really freaky. And we know that because we've been around, we've seen it with the stock market. Okay, and we've all, well, hopefully we haven't all experienced negative effects of that, but I certainly know many personal people who have, okay, in 2000 and 2008 especially. Now, when the prices are going down, people panic. The masses, especially the ones that don't have a good education or knowledge about how it works. And so they sell, okay, and their coins get put back into the system. And then when it hits a certain low price, then the wealthy buy it back up again, and it goes back up. And they just start buying it slowly, and it just goes up and down a little bit. But what they're doing is they're collecting your coins. They're buying your coins that you sold back into the system. And every time they do a pump and dump, they get more of your wealth, our wealth. Those of us that play and gamble with the markets. So the creators of our coin, the billion coin, it's also called the Kringle coin, okay? Like in Bitcoin, pieces of the Bitcoin is called the Satoshi coins. Because when you get to a certain price of your coin, like Bitcoin's around, I haven't looked for a number of days, $7,000, $8,000 a coin, then, Satoshis are real coins. Even though they could be, a coin could be divided 100 million by 100 million, you can purchase things, obviously, with Satoshis. Satoshi coins, okay? Because you don't need a whole coin to buy something, and if the whole coin's is valued at $7,000. So the billion coin / the Kringle coin was designed never to be put on a market so that it can never be manipulated by the wealthy. that would destroy the mission, the whole mission behind creating the coin. So they went ahead and built the blockchain, used the same blockchain platform all the other coins were using at the time, which we could call 1.0. And they created their coins, and they created 1 billion coins. Okay, so that's why it's called a billion coin. There's never going to be more than 1 billion coins made. So there's your supply and demand, but it's large enough that with the way the algorithm is set up, the way that coin grows in value, it will bring abundance to the entire world of 7.6 billion people. Okay, so they first did that, and then what they did was, with this algorithm, they based the value on people rather than a market or anything else, or even the supply and demand. They built it on people. So what that means is every person that joins our private community, and we do have a real community because we have kept a small amount of centralization with our wallet system. Now with these other coins, cryptocurrency coins, you can go out and there's a number of wallet companies that are doing business, just, providing wallets for people's cryptocurrencies, especially the actual trading exchanges themselves. So you can get a wallet from anybody, and the miners will charge you transaction fees when you make a transaction using your cryptocurrency. And again, if it's on a trading exchange wallet system, it's centralized, and that's a little bit spooky. But most of the wallets are decentralized, or they are open source. You've got some way to have some protection, so it makes it very difficult for anybody to hack into these wallets. But they are completely not controlled. They have nothing to do with the coin itself. They just control their business of, we're providing a wallet. We are providing a wallet service for you to leave your cryptocurrency in our wallet, okay, and set you up with passwords and all that, and this is where you can make transactions. We have kept that in control of the billion coin, the Kringle coin. We have kept that part in our control. We are the only ones you can get a wallet from, okay, and we have control of that wallet for now. Now, once we reach our first billion members, it not only maxes out the value of the coin, and it never goes higher than what it maxes out at our first billion. But at that point, we've achieved our mission, okay? Full, complete world economy. We don't need to control the wallets. We decentralize the wallet system at that point, okay? So the creators of our coin are just as smart as it gets. We are 2 years old again. All we've done is grow and improve. And we are certainly not a scam just because we're not on a trading market. That is absolutely ridiculous. Okay. And not only that, but there is finally another coin coming out by a huge company. Okay. That had 200 million people chatting on their service 2 months ago. That's the Telegram messaging service. Okay. Completely free. A completely 100% free application that allows anybody in the world to communicate, chat with anybody else, and nobody knows what they're chatting about. No third party knows what they're chatting about, not even Telegram. That's why it's grown to 200 million in 5 years. Now they're going to bring out a coin, and it's not going to be on the trading market. It's not going to be on the coin market cap. It's going to be just like ours with an algorithm that controls the value. Okay, now let me just explain the difference between our coin and theirs to give you an idea of how we're so different than all the cryptocurrencies that are on trading market. When a person joins our community, it raises the value of our coin. By how much? Well, when we started, we based the value on the euro. So one person would join, it would raise the price €1. The price of our coin, the billion coin, would raise by €1. So if 1,000 people joined one day, it would raise the price of our coin to 1,000 euros. Okay? Basically, that's how the system worked. Okay? Now, they had to do it a little bit different. In the beginning, they used a percentage, 1 to 5%, depending on how many people were coming in. But they had that all figured out. The point was, it never goes down. It never went down in value. It only went up every single day. Okay, so when we grew to the numbers we are at today, it no longer makes sense to value it on a fiat currency like the euro or the US dollar. Okay, so we have transferred over using or relating our value to the value of gold at its current price today. So how do we do that? Well, the smallest measurement of gold is a grain. Okay, it takes 480 grains to equal 1 troy ounce of gold. So every person now that joins raises the price of our coin by 1 grain of gold rather than €1. Now, see, when we reached our first billion members, that would have maxed out the price. It will max out the price according to the algorithm, which would have maxed out at 1 billion euros. There's another reason right there. That's the third reason why we call the billion coin the billion coin. Okay, it would have been worth a little bit more in US dollars. Okay, but now we're basing it on grains of gold. And a grain of gold is worth more than $1. It's worth more than $1.40. It's worth more than It's worth more than a euro. I'm sorry, and it's worth more than $1.40. It is worth $2.80 per grain today. Okay, approximately. So that basically doubled our value of our coin overnight when we switched over to gold, which we just did a couple of months ago. Okay, because a number of reasons. It was time to, because of our growth. We have grown from 171 people when we started on March 21st, 2016 to almost 3.3 million people. And also, that old 1.0 blockchain is just too slow to do transactions peer-to-peer. You see what happened with Bitcoin if you've been familiar with Bitcoin for a while. They got slowed down and they had to fork and create another coin. And this is good. This is a good thing for them. Okay. And they can continue to do that, I think. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know details about how that blockchain technology works. I just know enough that I know it's real and it's never going away. It's like the internet. You know, when I figured out what it was, I knew this was it. This was a game changer. This was going to change the world. And it certainly changed my life. Okay. So now, when we reach our first billion members of our community, that one coin will be worth $2.8 billion instead of €1 billion. It will be worth $2.8 billion in US dollars, valued on the price of gold at that time. If it remains the same, the price of gold remains the same as it is today, 2 years from now, when we hit that billion, our first billion people, and we have a complete world economy, everybody's using Kringle. Now, everybody doesn't have to use Kringle, okay? There's going to be other currencies out there, cryptocurrencies that people can use. Countries can make their own cryptocurrencies, okay? It's real. They're money. If they want to just create a cash system, a currency system, and back it by gold, that's money. That's what we're going to see happen here in America. That's how we're getting rid of this central banking system. okay, that's been controlling America since 1913 and just keeping us enslaved. And they've enslaved the whole world. And they are the cause of all that misery and horror that is taking place around the world, because they've got the money, they've got the gold, they've got everything. They've collected it over the decades, taken it from us and kept it to themselves so that they could have the power over the people. And then they control the politicians because they buy them. And they control the government because the governments don't have money anymore. Okay? Our Constitution's worthless here in America. They took our money away from us through their power of money and the fact that some people can be bought. Common sense and logic. So that's what happened in 1913. The Federal Reserve Act was passed. And they took over our money. They printed the money. They told us, if you want to borrow money now, we'll lend it to you. And we're going to charge you interest. So that's how we got in debt. 22 trillion, I believe, we're in debt today. It's stupid. It's completely unconstitutional. It was never meant to be. Our country was created with freedom in mind, freedom of everything, not just freedom of religion, but freedom of money, freedom of everything. Okay? That's what America was built on. And we fought, and my ancestors fought and died in that war against Britain. Okay? And we got our freedom, we got our country, but they didn't stop the central bankers from squeezing their way in a couple of times before they finally took complete control in 1913. And they haven't been gone since then in our system. They've owned every single they've owned every single president since Taft, except for John F. Kennedy and Ronald Reagan and now Trump. 3 presidents since 1913 have not been paid for and bought and owned by the central banking system. They've owned all the rest. That's just a fact. Okay? And what they do is they do this in countries all over the world. And then they just strip the countries of their resources and they leave the people in poverty. There's never, ever been anything that we can do. Okay, over the decades, they have gotten stronger in their structure worldwide. Now, when Kennedy came along, it was a real interesting period at that time. And I've read, and I know a lot about that particular period, even though I was just a kid at the time. When I grew up, I was fascinated by it because I was a kid when Kennedy was assassinated. And I watched the funeral on my black and white TV with my parents. And I was just like, what is this? What is going on? How did this happen? And I was just like, well, how old was I? 7? Okay, so, and then later on when I got older, and another Kennedy tried to come up against Nixon again, he didn't even get a chance to win the Democratic nomination. So it was very, very interesting during John F. Kennedy's period of time. He had the ability to change things, and he was. He was not going to get us involved in the Vietnam War. He was going to change that whole situation. He was hanging on to the silver in our money. The gold we still had to a point. Okay. A lot of it was taken during World War II under Franklin D. Roosevelt, but we still had some gold back in our money at that time. But the silver was being taken away from us. He was bringing that whole back. He wanted to create a whole new currency. He wanted to get off of that central banking system. And he was getting the work done. Okay. Now, Ronald Reagan comes along, and it's just not the right timing. It's just simply not the right timing. At that point, he couldn't do what Kennedy was able to do. But he did everything he could. And a lot of people don't realize just how much Reagan really did behind the scenes, and the Patriots were helping him. And he got a lot accomplished, but he couldn't get rid of that central banking system. I mean, the internet wasn't even there yet. And we really needed the internet to get going. But now we've got the blockchain technology. Okay? And if you know anything about blockchain technology, you know that this is another game changer for the world. Huge, just humongous. And now the central banking system is panicking. Okay, and the deep state of which they control and own and have bought and paid for, that's the intelligence communities of the world, CIA, Mossad, MI5 and 6, NSA, even the FBI, okay, Homeland Security, all of them, all those intelligence agencies have control of the top echelon of those systems. We got a lot of really great patriots working within the intelligence communities of the entire world. Okay, I'd say 70% of them are legitimate, real patriots. But there's that 30% that are rotten to the core. Okay, and those are owned by the central banking system, and they're the ones that create and are able to create the chaos and the wars, the regime changes, and whatever they want to do in the countries all over the world. But they're not doing it anymore because Trump got elected. And the patriots and Trump are creating peace throughout the world, not war. It's happened with North Korea, right? We faked out the deep state and said, hey, yeah, we're going to war. Oh my gosh, you know, Lil Kim, you know, Rocket Man, we're going to snuff his at, you know, his, you know, but did we really go to war? No. I mean, come on. And I've talked about this before. We can't go to war and get Russia involved and China involved against us. We would lose because the whole world would lose. It would be a nuclear war. So, in fact, you may not realize this, but I do have some real good sources that have told me that Russia and China and the United States have already made a pact. And I don't know when that pact happened. It happened a while ago, but they made a pact never to go to nuclear war with anybody, okay, or at least with each other, because it would destroy the world. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Oh yes, we're creating peace in North Korea and South Korea, and they're going to reunite. We're creating peace in Syria. We're going to bring our troops out, and then we're going to create peace in Iran. We're going to bring our troops out of the Middle East, Afghanistan and Iraq, all of it. And that these countries run themselves. And we're going to get rid of the central banking system. We're going to come out with a new currency backed by gold. And things are happening right now. There was a blog post today that I have not had a chance to completely watch. It's an hour and 41 minutes. It's one of the X22 reports. And I highly recommend, if you are not subscribed to that channel on YouTube, that you go and subscribe and keep up to date on what's going on. Because every day X22 and Dave will have on one of their channels 2 videos, one on the economy and one on politics. And they're basically, you know, the one and the same. But he separates them. He'll talk just about finances on the first video and just about what's going on politically in the second world. Okay? But he can't talk about either one without bringing the two together. But, and there was another one, Steve Covey has one out, and that's supposed to be really good. And I was only able to watch like 10 minutes of it before I could start this particular video. But he's another broadcaster like myself for TBC. And he comes on, I believe, it's around 12 o'clock my time that he comes on. But you can look at the main site, which is thebillioncoin.info, under broadcasts at the top, okay? And look for Stephen Covey's if he's got it, if he's using his thing. Hi, Diana. Thanks for coming. Looks like you're the only one today. I appreciate it. Diana's great. She says great things, and she is a top leader in TBC. Okay. That's right. Diana says, although there will be only 1 billion coins circulated, we could have many more than 1 billion members, okay? We can literally have Kringles in everyone's hand in the entire 7.6 billion people out there, okay? Because our coin will be worth so much at that point. If it's based on gold and the gold stays the same today, and it's 2.8 billion a coin, and we have 1 billion coins, yes. That is the whole purpose of our coin, is to bring complete abundance to the entire world. So this is why I got involved with it, because with my passion for freedom and truth, never really being able to do anything about the freedom part, I now found that I could do something about it just by participating, just by joining this community. Okay? We all know what communities are. We all know what groups are, clubs, memberships here and there. A golf membership, we know what that is. Okay? But it's just a place where like-minded people get together and decide they want to do something. They have a particular ideology, right? It's like a religion. Okay, so this is a community that just encompasses everything and just overlaps everything, and there's just nothing bad about it. I mean, how can there be anything bad about bringing abundance to the entire world? All the people out there that are greedy and selfish, they don't want that. Okay, the vanity that they're created, that we're all created with, is so strong inside their hearts that they are the type of people who, and it's human nature, okay, to be selfish and greedy. Think about it. We like dressing up and going to church in the best clothes we can for that day, because we want to show off how good we look when we go to church. It's ridiculous, okay? But we do that with everything. We do that with our homes. We do that with our cars. We do it with our clothes. We do it with everything. We want to look as best as we can. And if we can see other people that can't do what we can, and we're selfish and greedy, it makes us feel better than them, doesn't it? Okay, so we are not looking for those types of individuals until they can grow to the point spiritually that they're no longer selfish, no longer greedy. In fact, they come and the light bulb goes on, if God willing, wants that to happen to them in this life, where they're going to say, wait a second, this is crazy. Look at what's going on out there in the world. You know, why should any human being be going through what these people are going through? This is evil. This is pure evil. Okay, if they get to that point, then they'll become like-minded. In the meantime, we know there's 1 billion of us out there that are already like-minded. Out of the 7.6 billion, we know there's 1 billion. And we're just looking for them now, especially since we have grown to this point. And we are migrating over. We have completely built from scratch a new blockchain platform 2.0 with transaction speeds the same, as far as I understand, as Visa and MasterCard. 2,000 transactions is what they average per second, compared to 10 transactions per second that Bitcoin can do on the old blockchain platform. We need this to become a world economy. To be accepted by merchants all over the world, all at the same time. Okay, so now you're going to see an absolute explosion, because now we can take our coin, like we've been doing to merchants all over the world, as we're in 200 countries, and saying, listen, not only does our coin go up in value every day, you don't ever have to worry about it going down tomorrow if you accept it. And not only is it going to go up to a maximum price, blah, 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 with our first billion people, but you can accept it knowing that you're going to be able to use it tomorrow because it's going to go up in value, and the next day up in value, and the next day, next day, next day, next week, until it hits that maximum. You don't have to just let it sit in your wallet if you don't want to. Okay. And on top of that, we have these rewards and promotions that the owners of our coin use to equally distribute the wealth among our first billion people. Did you want me to say that again? Because this is the difference between us and every other coin out there. We have the ability to distribute the wealth fairly evenly among our first billion people. Right now, and for 2 years, but now the masses are going to start pouring in. Okay, we have the ability to not let the rich come in and buy what they want and leave scraps for the rest. They can't do that with the billion coin. But they could definitely do it, and they are with cryptocurrencies on the market, with Bitcoin. But they can't do it with the billion coin. Okay, sometimes I get those words mixed up, so I'm sorry if I did that. But the billion coin is kept at a little bit of control because we do have a mission and we're going to accomplish that mission. Okay, and we're going to get it accomplished in the next 2 or 3 years. Because we can grow to a billion people very, very quickly when people realize what our coin is and what it's about. They're going to want to be a member of our community. If they're any kind of a patriot in any country they're at, if they're poor in any country they're at, if they're not selfish and not greedy individuals in any country they're at, they're going to and they need to belong to our community. Because we need them, we need you to not only have the coin in your hand, because that makes us valuable, right? We don't base it on a trading market with transactions. We're basing it on people having the coin, having the kringles in their hands. That raises the value of our coin every day until we hit a billion people, our first billion. So we're giving it away. Why wouldn't we give it away? Every time we give kringles away for free and is now in your hands, that raises the value, the price of our coin. It gets us closer to our goal of having a fully developed global economy. Now we can have an economy real fast. To understand what I mean is Bitcoin has an economy, right? You know, if you're into Bitcoin and you've got some that you can use it to buy things. There's plenty of merchants out there that will accept it. These are the merchants that have enough cash flow that they don't need to worry about the price of Bitcoin going down the next day. They just put it in their wallet and they hold it. They just leave it alone because they know 12 months later, due to supply and demand, it's going to be higher. It's going to be more valuable than when they took it. They're going to make a huge profit over a year. And it will continue to do that all the time until it maxes out, whatever it's going to be. Because there's only 21 million coins being made. 21 million is all it's going to be made with Bitcoin. Okay. So what was I saying? Oh, so they have this small economy. Well, how many people do they have? How many people actually are using Bitcoin? Okay, well, there's really no way to know the exact amount because it's decentralized, including the wallets. But the trading exchanges are not decentralized. So you can actually go in there and figure out, just with the trades, you get a rough estimate of how many people are actually using Bitcoin. Pretty much. And the number is to about 12 million people. 12 million out of 7.6 billion. And they have a small economy, right? I have Bitcoin. I use it. Small amounts when I have to. Okay, when I have to, which means the person that I'm getting something from won't accept fiat cash. Hey, I don't want your US dollar, it's worthless. I don't want your euro, it's worthless. I want cryptocurrency. Give me Bitcoin, give me Litecoin, give me Ethereum. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, other than that, I leave it alone and just watch it go up. I don't ever fool around with a trading market, a trading exchange. Try to make a little bit here, a little bit there. No. I just leave it alone, let it sit, and it goes up in value. It's gone up in value since I bought it in the last quarter of 2016. Huge, huge, huge profit I made. Okay, so in spite of the fact that it went up to almost 20,000 in December, this last December, and then fell back down to like below 5,000, I still made a ton of money, even if it had stayed at 5,000. Okay. So that's just the supply and demand. But the point is, we've got something that doesn't have that volatility in its price. It just goes like that. Okay? It just goes straight up on the charts. It doesn't ever do any of this. It just goes straight up. Okay? The billion coin. The Kringle coin. Okay, so this is the time, this is the period to get involved, okay, with us. And that's why I'm doing these videos, and that's why any other broadcaster out there that is a part of our community is broadcasting these live broadcasts every day or whenever they get a chance. Because YouTube is great. When people want to know something, they go on YouTube and they search. And they'll come across one of our videos, hopefully, and they'll learn something, and they'll say, what do I have to lose? Okay, now we gave the gift out free last year. Okay, for 12 months, we gave it free. We didn't charge anything for wallet. We didn't charge anything for a back office, which is your own personal site, which meant you had your own URL that you can hand out to your family members and friends and say, hey, get the gift. It's free. You know, don't know if it's real or not, but hey, it's free. It's free cryptocurrency. You know, and it goes up in value every day. People who did back at the beginning of last year when we first came out with it, they probably have close to $10,000 in their account now. I think we started out at around, I think the gift was $14 or something we were giving out. Okay, because I came in like literally 2 weeks before they came out with that promo where they just started giving it away. And it had all been planned, okay? I just got in a couple of weeks before. I purchased Kringles from another member, okay? And then that promo came out, and they actually gave it to us. So I got another 14 bucks worth. And it just went up in value. And okay, cool, but now I can give it away. So I started giving it away to everybody I knew because it was free. It didn't cost them anything. But that was a problem because people didn't put value on something that they got for free. And so people just kind of just didn't participate in our community. They didn't take the time to learn what we were all about. And so they just kind of were bystanders. And we have gotten to a point now where we can't have that because we're moving the entire 3 million people, members, over to this brand new blockchain. It's a brand new blockchain. Okay, and we're taking till July 31st of this year, 2018, to get it done. So we're taking our time about it. By the way, I think Stephen Covey was supposed to be on at 5:30 today. So Diana, if you want to go over there, that's fine. If you're still with me, maybe you knew about it. I don't know. If you watched him, I think that's what time he was coming on. 5:30 Pacific Daylight Savings Time. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, so we had to put some value on it. That was the bottom line. And now's the perfect time to do it because we are migrating over to so fast. I mean, seriously, it's like a Volkswagen Bug going from a Volkswagen Bug to a Lamborghini when it comes to speed increase in transactions. Okay, it's a game changer. As far as I know, we're the only one that has it right now. But technology is catching up all the time, and it only gets better, right? Every 18 months, they say technology doubles. So it's time for it. And like I said, we have a mission, and we're dedicated to that mission. The mission is going to get accomplished, or we're going to die trying to accomplish it. Okay, we're out for our freedom. We no longer want to be slaves, but now we have an opportunity to make that change without having to go kill somebody, start a war, use guns and bombs, to go attack the central banking system. No, we don't have to do that. Okay, now we're doing it because we just need the people to come together. Okay, you know that when people come together, we have power. We take the power back into our hands just by that unification, just by the masses of people coming together with one mindset to get rid of global poverty. Because if you get rid of global poverty, you're getting rid of all kinds of stuff. Bad, bad, bad stuff. So, where was I? Oh, so what are we charging? What are we charging you for this free gift? And by the way, that free gift that we're giving away today is an instant $2,100 and something dollars. Basically, $2,100 is what that gift is worth right now. We've lowered the amount of Kringles we've been giving out as gifts over the period of last year. And now we're just giving out 25,000, and we're just going to give it out. Keep continuing to give it out. It's not going to end. It says on the back office it's supposed to end in September, but admin has already told us ignore that. It's not going to end. We're going to keep giving that gift out until we get our first billion people. 25,000 Kringles right now is worth $2,100. Okay, but what you do now, instead of getting an actual Kringles, which could just end up being lost if you weren't paying attention to it, or if you weren't really into it, or if you didn't write down your password, there was no way to change your password. Okay, and so those coins are gone. Now that we're migrating and starting over again, basically, okay, to a new system, we're going to put these cookies in your back office. And these cookies are worth the same as Kringles, but they're just points. They're just points. They're not real coins. So we're going to give you 25,000 cookies. Okay. And then during a redemption period, and we have them every 5 months, we just are getting done with our second redemption period, June 15th. The 6 more days we'll be done with that. If you want to get in now, if you're watching this. Otherwise, you've got until November 1st, and that whole month of November, you can be able to push the redemption button in your back office where your cookie rewards will be listed. And you can certainly collect all kinds of cookie rewards between now and then, because he hands them out for all kinds of reasons. Any reason he can think of, he'll give them to you. If you tell somebody else and they come in, he'll give you some cookies. If you do a broadcast like I do, he'll give you some free cookies. And those can be turned into real coins. Or you can make purchases of real Kringles and get real Kringles into your wallet. And if you make a purchase of $100 and you buy it from one of us, you can't buy anything from admin, okay? He doesn't sell coins since that first 171 individuals. He's got the coins and he needs to get them out. But he doesn't sell them. He needs us to sell them. He needs the members, the people, to sell them to each other. Okay, so those of us who have enough that it's not going to hurt us, we sell. Yeah, we'll sell you 100 Kringles. We'll sell you 1,000 worth of Kringles if you want. But the point is, he has a reward system, this cookie reward system, where he's giving away a certain amount of what's going to be Kringles, but they're in cookies if you buy $100 worth. Now, right now, between now and the 15th, and that doesn't give you much time because we're in the middle of migration at the same time. So there's a little slow period to switch over for those of you who may be on the old system still. But if you're not and you're brand new, you'll come right into the new system and you'll be able to make a purchase. And if it's $100, you'll get the equivalent of, well, you will get, what is it? 100,000. Yeah, 100,000. You'll get 100,000, not 25,000, 100,000. 25,000 is the gift. You're going to get that. Okay. It's worth $2,100. And then if you make a purchase of 100, admin will give you some more cookies that he'll give you 100,000 cookies. So you got four more times that gift. So it's another, what, $8,400. So for 100, you could get 8,400. There's some leverage right there. But there's even more leverage, because if you do a broadcast like I do, for even just 30 minutes minimum, I always go over. I've been on yapping away here for almost an hour. But if you do a half-hour broadcast, live broadcast, as often as you can, and you need to be consistent, is all we ask for. It's all admin asks for. But he'll give it to you with your first. If you come in and do one live broadcast, and then you buy $100, instead of getting 100,000 cookies worth $8,400, he'll give you 100 million cookies. He'll give you 1,000 times more. 100 million cookies is worth one full coin. One full coin is currently worth $8.4 million right now. And it will reach, if the price of gold stays the same, $2.8 billion in 2 to 3 years for $100. It's leverage like you've never seen. And all we're asking you is, hey, help us. Tell people. Do a broadcast, because that helps tell people, right? Or if you don't want to do a broadcast, you can tell 100 people. And if 100 people come in and they pay $10 to get their wallet and their back office, that's the charge now. Everyone has to pay $10 or they're not really a member. That is the difference. We figure if we charge $10, people will take it seriously. And you will, won't you? I mean, unless you're just really rich and 10 is just nothing to you. Most people, even the wealthy, have some knowledge of value, okay? And $10 is still $10, okay? But even their kids have $10 to spend and can become a member and get their free gift of $2,100. That's $10 for $2,100. There's leverage right there. Unreal, right? Spend $100, spend $200. Every $100 you do, if you're a builder or if you're a broadcaster, you can get a full coin for it. Otherwise, you'll get 100,000 cookies, which is worth $8,400 for every $100 you spend. Okay? So if you spent $1,000, if you had $1,000 sitting around and you wanted to invest it in cryptocurrency, why would you invest in any other cryptocurrency except a Billion coin? You would buy $1,000 worth of Kringle, which would give you an instant worth of $84,000. You would turn $1,000 into $84,000 instantly. But it's in Kringles. That Kringle can be used peer-to-peer, or if you're a good talker, you can go to merchants, small mom and pop stores. The big stores, not yet. We don't have enough people yet. We don't even have 12 million yet. But by this time next year, we should have 90 million, which is 7 times more, I believe, than 12. Or no, 12 times more? I don't know. I'm not even going to try to think about it. I need some coffee. But yeah, it's we'll have quite an economy next year at this time. Okay, and that'll be a whole different game. Literally, we'll be using Kringles to buy anything we want. That is our mission. And we're not going to sit around. We don't, as people that own it, just sit around and watch the trading exchange every day, hoping for the best and hoping that, some merchant decides to accept it. Hey, do you guys accept Bitcoin? No. Do you guys accept Bitcoin? Yeah, but only so much. We'll take 50%, 50% cash. Whatever's going on out there in cryptocurrency land that has to do with the market is not what you want to be a part of if you know about the billion coin. You want to be a part of our economy, our wealth system. We are creating wealth with our membership. We are putting the money back into your hands. We are creating 1 million billionaires right now. That's our first goal, 1 million billionaires. You just need one coin to be a multi-billionaire. Now that we're basing the value of our price on gold. Okay? We're not backing our coin by gold. We're basing the value of gold on the value of our coin. You and I are priceless. We're worth a zillion times our weight in gold. Seriously. Human beings are the most valuable things on this earth. You have tremendous value, whether you know it or not, unlimited value. And all you need to do, and all we need to do as people is come together and say, hey, we have come together. That's all. We're now together. We are a member of the Billion Coin community. We have our own cryptocurrency. You want to do business with us? You better accept Crinkles. That's power. And with power means we can do anything we want. We can build anything we want. We can do anything we want. Nobody can tell us what to do. Nobody can own us. When enough people come together, and that's what we're doing, okay? And Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple, said that the cryptocurrency industry, if you want to call it, will be fully mature in 10 years, okay? It's just like the internet. It came out in, 1990? It was fully matured in 2000. 10 years later, it was fully matured. I mean, it was just unreal. After 2000, it just went ballistic. Search engines came in. Social media came in. And it's just going to go on. It's never going to go away. It's like when the invention of the light bulb happened. We've never gone without light bulbs, right? They didn't go away, did they? Technology comes, and then it gets better and better and better. The blockchain technology is here because of the internet. The blockchain technology is not going anywhere. It's only going to get better and better and better. And it is going to create freedom throughout this entire world. And it will do it slow and piece by piece with it on the trading exchanges, which is a central banking system. But we plan on getting rid of that system no matter what. So that's going to be a game changer right then. I'm telling you, cryptocurrency is the future. It is money. Those currencies on the market are an option to protect your wealth that you have in the stock market or in your IRAs or 401s. Okay, the fiat cash system is worthless, but you can protect it with cryptocurrencies that are on the market. You can protect it with gold. You can protect it with silver, but you got to have access to it. You can't have it somewhere else where you can't get a hold of it when you need it. Or they're closed, you can't get in. Because when the banks close, they call it a bank holiday, then you can't get to your money. Unless they say, oh, well, we'll give you some. We'll allow you $200 or $300 a week to take out of the ATM machines. But that's it. That's all we can give you. That's the way the system would be and would be very soon if the central banking system hangs on in the narrative and blames it all on Trump and the Patriots for this economic crash that is coming. But that's not what's going to happen. Patriots and Trump are going to hang on to the narrative, we're going to prove that the central banking system is 100% corrupt. And what they've been doing for decades in our country and around the world. We are going to audit that system. They're a private bank. It should have been audited a long time ago, but they're so powerful, they've been able to not be audited until now. Now, because of the timing, they can't stop it. Trump is going to audit them. And that's going to be the end of the central banking system, people. You're not going to have bank accounts anymore. You'll just have cryptocurrency wallets. And you'll be doing transactions peer-to-peer with no third person knowing what you're doing. Well, Paul, that doesn't make sense. We got to pay taxes. Well, that's okay. You'll pay taxes when you buy stuff, right? You'll pay the taxes when you buy things. But you won't have any income taxes. You won't have any need for the IRS. Those things are unconstitutional. They don't belong in our country anyway, or anywhere else in any country that seeks freedom for their people. In a sense, we're not used to thinking that way because we've been brainwashed by public school systems that are owned by, you see what I'm saying? So anyway, I've talked enough. What day is it today? Saturday? Hey. If you're on my side of the world, go out and have some fun tonight. But, behave yourselves. But get involved. Look below this video in the description. You'll find all the information I hope you need. Okay? It doesn't take long to learn about what we are. And all it costs you now is $10. You get a wallet free of transaction. Free of being charged every time you make a purchase or transaction. Okay, and right now, every time I make a transaction using Bitcoin, the miners charge me a fee, the wallet charges me a fee. I don't know who it is, but I get charged fees. It's not much, right? Unless the whole system slowed down like it did last year when I was paying like $15 to actually send somebody $15. It was crazy. I'd spend $30 to send somebody $15. Yeah, you get a lifetime wallet that's free of transaction fees. Okay, and then you get your back office, which is the powerhouse. The powerhouse is that website that's your website. Okay, it's got your name on it. It's got your stuff on it. Your URLs. It's got It's got everything you need. We were just giving that away to free to 3 million people, paying for the servers. The admin is completely self-funded. We don't give him anything. He's never asked us for any money. Is this a scam? How could it be a scam? We're giving the coin away. Okay, now we're charging $10. Ooh, whoopee-dee. Okay? Anybody in the world can actually afford $10. Even the poorest people that are making $1 a day. In 10 days, they can do it, or they can find a way to come up with that $10 legally. Here in America, you can collect aluminum cans or plastic bottles and come up with $10. You can do that and come up with $100 and get yourself $8,400 worth of Kringle coins during the redemption period for $100. Okay, and of course, if you bought that now after the 15th, when the redemption period ends now, and you have to sit on it until November, it could be worth 30, 40,000. If you just bought that 100 and just sat on that, 30, 40,000 by November. And it's going to go up. In fact, that gift will go up to, again, based on the price of gold today, it would go up to $700,000 in 2 to 3 years when we hit the first billion members. $700,000 if you purchased $100. Okay, and got yourself currently $8,400 worth of Kringles. Well, no, not Kringles. You'd get $100 worth of Kringles at that price that day. Okay, but you would be able to redeem those cookies that you get. And, well, not the cookies, but actually, if you purchase Kringles, you will get Kringles. Okay, like say if you came to me and said, Paul, I want to purchase $100. Okay, I'll take $100. Send me $100 in Bitcoin or send me $100 in PayPal. That's fine. I'll turn it into Bitcoin myself. And I will transfer out of my wallet into your wallet $100 worth of Kringles. Okay. And you'll be able to do what you want with those Kringles. You'll be able to turn around, spend them, use them, whatever you want to do with them. Hold on to them, whatever. We can show you how to trade and add to the value of just $100 worth of Kringles. It's amazing what you can do with our system. Okay. Or if you get the gift will come in cookies. It won't come in actual Kringles in your wallet. They'll come into your back office. That is $10 a year annual fee. That's what that $10 is. $10 is actually an annual fee for that back office. We just throw in the wallet for free. Okay. So there you go. That's it in a nutshell. Okay. But it's just an unbelievable situation in our life right now. Okay. And like Bill Gates came out with Microsoft stock and he told everybody, buy stock. That's all we can do now is tell everybody, hey, get involved now. Get involved now. Otherwise, you'll be using Kringles, but you won't be as rich or as abundant as those first billion people that got involved. You'll be working for those billion people. And that's fine, right? Because we love to work. We go crazy, most of us, if we didn't have something to do. Okay? Think about that. It's just like people, have told me, well, this artificial intelligence, this AI, it's going to put us all out of jobs. We're going to have robots making our fast food for us. I'm sorry I'm laughing. But people are just not thinking, because along with the good things like robots taking care of that stuff that we don't need to do anymore, we will be able to do other things. There won't be any shortage of jobs. There won't be any shortage of what we can do, especially if everybody has money. Okay? And they don't have to work if they don't want to, because they got involved in the billion coin community and they have Kringles. Do you understand what I'm saying? We have 2,200 billionaires right now in the world based on fiat currency. Out of 7.6 billion, we have only 2,200 billionaires. That's what's wrong with the world. Right there. Now, imagine that we're going to make 1 million billionaires in cryptocurrency, real money. When we're done with that, we're going to create 1 billion millionaires, multi-billionaires. And what risk do you have? $10 if you just want to get the gift and do nothing. But we really would like you to do something. Okay, it doesn't make any sense for you to just sit there, take the gift, spend bucks, and not tell anybody. I mean, don't you want your significant other, if you've got children, if you've got siblings, if you've got parents, to free them of financial struggles in any way, shape, or form that they may have? Yeah, you will. You will want to. And $10, like I said, is nothing to at least get the gift. And then we have so many ways to get Kringles into your hands. You can buy $10 worth of Kringles from us. You don't have to buy 100. And we can show you how to turn those Kringles and trade them and get more by bringing other people in. We need people to have Kringles in their hands. So we reach this goal. We're going to do it with or without you, because we know that it's just a matter of time before the right people get involved and they just start, it just goes crazy. I mean, we have 3 million people after 2 years. That's a significant achievement. Why don't we have a million billionaires yet then? Because most of those 3 million are asleep. They're asleep at the wheel. Okay, they're asleep at the wheel. They got the free gift. They didn't really give it much value, and they walked away from it. So that's why we're doing these broadcasts since our second anniversary, which was March 21st this year. We started doing 24/7 broadcasts. Okay, and we split up a 24-hour period by half-hour slots. So we can have 48 people a day producing videos. We could have double that. We do already have a backup 48 slots. And we could add another backup 48 slots, another backup 48 slots. We will give you, if you want to do a live broadcast and you want to make mucho cookie rewards that are redeemable for real Kringles, real full coins, that's all up to you. What does it take to sit here and talk? It doesn't take me anything. It just takes time. And me, I'm so passionate about this, I can't shut up anyway. So why not just sit here in front of my computer and talk? And hope that somebody sees it. And believe me, they are, believe it or not, a few. Keep doing this, and all of us together, it will get out. Because people will start seeing our videos when they're looking for cryptocurrencies. They're looking up cryptocurrencies. Just like I did over a year ago when we had only 100,000 people in our community. 100,000 a year ago. We grew by 30 times to 3 million people. That's why I say if we only grow 30 times more this year, we'll go from 3 million to 90 million. And last year was our technically slowest year because that old blockchain platform slowed down because we were doing so many peer-to-peer exchanges. We weren't even on a trading market where every trade is a transaction. We were just doing peer-to-peer transactions, buying cars from each other, buying computers, buying whatever, anything, you name it. Land, homes, using it for rent money. Once people understood what it was and that this thing was real, it's cryptocurrency and it never goes down, and they understood the algorithm, whether we had to explain it to them or they just took a look at our website and said, oh my goodness, I don't really need cash to tell you the truth, but this can make me wealthy. And then with the cookie rewards on top of that, for instance, say you're a merchant. Say you've got a little shop down the street and you repair computers and phones. Hey, you got a little service, shop. And somebody comes in and they tells you about the billion coin. And the light goes on in your head and you say, geez, I could certainly take some of this. Depending on how much money they're using in and out every day with their business. So if they realize that they can take the coin, no problem, and they take the coin, and then they find out about the cookie rewards, and they say, well, wait a second. If I charge you $100 to fix this computer, and you give me $100 in my wallet for the services, that's like buying $100 from you, right? Right, exactly. So you're saying that $100, they're going to give me 100,000. No, they're going to give me 100,000 cookies. That's worth $8,400. So I'm really, instead of making $100 off you fixing your computer, I'm really going to make $8,400, and that's going to go up till it maxes out at 700,000. Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you. The light's going to go on or it's not inside that person's head. Him or her. Okay, the light's going to go on and they're going to say, I want to be a part of this. You have how many millions of people that can come to me? I do have an online site. Whatever, I'm just being funny, but seriously, think about it because it's real. It's something we're not used to thinking about. And this is our job, is to let you know, hey, this is what's happening. I didn't know about Microsoft and when I was hearing about it, when they came on and their IPO came out, and I was working, I had money. I could have bought stock. I just didn't understand it. I didn't believe in it. I didn't know it. Okay? So I was one of the millions of people that kicked themselves in the butt when it made all these people multimillionaires. Just because we didn't know or understand it. That's what's happening right now. But yet it didn't stop the masses from coming into the internet and driving it, did it? They didn't have to know how the motor ran or how it was built. They just knew that they could put gas in it and keep oil in it, transmission fluid and brake fluid. Just a few things, right? And bam, they could go anywhere they want. That's what brought the masses into the internet during the 90s, when there was nothing. There was no search engines. All there was forums. There was no social media except forums. Okay, but the masses came in. And it was fully matured by 2000. And if we look back at 2000, that internet looks ancient to us at 2000, does it? And back in the year 2000, that thing looks ancient to us. They didn't even have search engines. Google hadn't even come out yet, I don't think, in 2000. Okay? So it's just amazing what is real. And if we just find out about it and someone takes the time to explain it to us, like we would, like you could, to a merchant, like some guy who's got selling a little, I don't know, a mom and pop dress shop, a thrift shop, anything that's a small person. You don't want to just go to McDonald's or Nordstrom's and say, hey, will you guys accept a billion coin? Some of those places don't even accept the Bitcoin yet. Okay, but eventually they will. But that's in time, see? But we have been doing this. We have been doing peer into the creation of the billion coin. People were starting to use it amongst themselves. And it's just continued to grow. And will continue to grow, especially now that we've got a brand new blockchain. Okay. So yeah, when they find out that they can even say, well, you just told me something about broadcasting. And then you say, yeah, I do this broadcast every day, or, as many days as I can. And for a half hour, and I tell people about the billion coin live, and then it stays on my YouTube channel. And for doing that, they give me a huge amount of cookies, which are real Kringles. And when redemption period comes in November, and then I push a button and it turns into, just an amazing amount of wealth. And they say, okay, so let me get this right. For every $100 I charge and bring in with your coin is really worth right now $8,400. Right. I tell them right. But if I was doing a broadcast three times a week, because I do have time, I've got workers here. This is my place. It's not like I'd spend all my time here. If I do 3 half-hour broadcasts every week, because I'm a broadcaster, they're going to give me 1,000 times more. They're going to give me $84,000 worth of cookies, points that can be turned into Kringles in a redemption period coming up in November. 84,000 for each one of those half-hour broadcasts? Yes. Yes. Why? Because you're a builder. You're doing something to help the community. You're getting the word out. You're bringing people in that will get that free gift. Every time they get that free gift, it raises the value of our coin by $2.80. Every single person. We've got 6,000 people coming in right now per day, which is nothing. Okay? We could easily bring in 60,000 within a month or two from now. A day. We can bring in 600,000 people a day. We can get to 1 billion people in just like that. If people would just believe enough to get involved and say, hey, mom, hey, dad, hey, son, hey, brother, hey, cousin, hey, friend. $10 and you can belong to this community and get an immediate $2,100, and then we can just tell you how to go from there. It's cryptocurrency. It's not going away. You want to back up your money? You want to do more? Do you have a backup plan? This is more than a backup plan. This is the plan. Okay, because it doesn't matter when Trump comes out with gold that's going to back the new currency. That's just another form of money. Money doesn't compete against money. We can have all the money we want in the world in all different forms. But cryptocurrency is money, and it's not going away. And we have leverage like you wouldn't believe. Okay? You don't see that leverage. You'll never see that leverage with a gold-backed cryptocurrency. It'll be under the same system where you will need to create a business. You will need to do such and such things. Be really good at basketball. And then somebody's going to pay you in gold-backed currency and you'll be wealthy. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with any of that. We are just added to the system and we're making it worldwide. Kringle can be used anywhere in the world. Just like the US dollar can. Well, no, it can't be used in Russia anymore, and China's getting rid of it. Venezuela's getting rid of it. And the Palestinians are going to get rid of it, and more countries are going to get rid of it. That's what's going on. That's why you see what's going on with the European Union. That's going to crash. That was, one world order, right? One world government, one world money. It's going down the drain. You can see what's going on if you just open your eyes and read the news, and don't get it from fake news sources, okay? Get it from real news sources. So yeah, merchants will go nuts when they realize the leverage that they have right now. Right now. So they can become, and then they can purchase. They can purchase $1,000 every time. They don't have to purchase. They're in business. They're selling their services or product, whatever they can, for Kringles. And for every $100, they get that Kringle, that cookie reward, which can be redeemed during a redemption month for real Kringles. And this will continue to go up in value until we hit our first billion. And then it tops out. And if you have at least one coin and the price was the same as gold price is the same today as it is in 2 or 3 years from now, and that's going to go by just like that. That is $2.8 billion. You'll be a multi-billionaire. I'm sorry. You won't be a multi-billion dollar. You'll be a multi-billionaire. And there'll be people that have more than you and people that have less than you. And that's okay. Because we're all like-minded. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in this community. But we'll have our power back. We won't be slaves anymore. We'll do and build whatever we want. Okay, we'll buy our politicians, which is the way the Constitution was built. We own the politicians. We own our government. That is what America is based on, founded on. Our founding fathers created that for us in this country, the greatest and the wealthiest country in the world. And yet the world hates us because it has a very corrupt central banking system running the country for the last 70, 80 years. Well, really since 1913. It's just that they slowly just took over until you really noticed it. You noticed it quite quickly with World War I, and you really noticed it with World War II. And after that, it just went nuts, right? If you know your history. Okay, I'm going to go. It's been an hour and a half. I appreciate you guys watching this video, taking the time, your precious time, because time is precious. And we all know that, to watch this video whenever you're watching it. And let me go and see if there's anybody left on my live chat. Vigivano, is that how you say your name? Or Vigivano? DeGrado? Paul, can I do a question? I would like to get information when can spend the TBC to buy services or product. It's all up to you. It's all up to you, Vigivano, when you can do that. Okay? Because, like I just got through saying, like for instance, I have purchased things from people on Craigslist here in America. Now, I don't know what country you're in, but you can do things, anything you can come up with. Okay. Here in America, I always tell people start with Craigslist or whatever, you know, a service, a Facebook group where they're selling or they're trading things, right? But they have value. They'll either trade you for something or they'll ask minimum $100 or $400 for this, or I'll trade it, you know, for such and such. And you get a hold of that person and you say, you know, I'm interested in your thing. Would you consider trading it for or taking or accepting the Kringles, the billion coin? Well, what's that? And it just goes from there. And they're either going to say yes or no. You get a lot of no's. I get a lot of no's, but then I got a yes. Okay. And I mean, seriously, I'm thinking about buying a car. Next. Okay. What's the worst they can say? No, is it the worst they can say? Okay, that's the worst they can say. But you know how many cars are for sale on Craigslist? Just in my city, I live in Las Vegas, in Nevada, in America, is unbelievable. How many people have used cars that they are selling and they're trading because they don't need the money. Hey, I'll trade my car for a piece of land. I'll trade my car for a boat. I need a boat, you know, that'd be cool. Hey, I've got another 2 cars I can, you know, if you don't like the Mustang, I got a Challenger and I've got a, you know, a 2007 Charger. You know, we can make a deal, whatever. And all you got to do is contact these people and tell them about the billion coin, the Kringle coin. That's all it takes. The worst that can happen is they'll say no. Don't take it personally. They're not saying no to you. They're saying no to what they don't understand. And that's okay. Next. 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 Yes, that's incredible, Mr. Fisher. I can't thank you enough for contacting me and telling me about this. I don't need money. I don't actually need to trade this for something in particular. But what you're offering, that's unreal. I didn't even know about it. You see, that's what you're looking for. You're just going through the list of people looking for those people that are waiting and don't realize it. They're waiting for the billion coin. They're waiting for you, Vegigano. Is that how you say your name? Delgado. They're waiting for you to approach them. And start with small people, meaning not small, 5 foot. I'm talking about the smaller merchants, retailers, service providers, or people that are just trying to sell something used, their car or a computer or a printer or a cell phone or whatever, an exercise machine, and you actually want it. Approach those people and just talk. Tell them what the billion coin is. Give them the information, the website, thebillioncoin.info, and a way for them to contact you. Okay. I've got business cards actually. I don't know if I've ever shown you guys. Got them around here somewhere. I don't know if you can see this. Let's turn it back. I don't know if you can see this. Okay. So and these cost me $20 for like 1,000 or something. Or 500, I can't remember what I got. I got 2 boxes. I think it's 500. Cost me like $20. Online. I keep them with me all the time. So when I'm talking to people and it comes up, I could just give them the card and it's got the billioncoin.info in there. It's got how they could get the gift. It's got my phone number, my email address. They can get a hold of me if they have questions. It's nothing. Okay, so yes, that's how you can start doing things and using it as money. It's like, imagine if you lived in the year 600 BC, okay, and you lived in Babylon, and you were carrying silver coins, gold coins, copper coins, whatever it was that you were doing with, okay, and you went out to the market and you just said, okay, what are you accepting for this today? Oh, I'm accepting 2 silver coins or 4 copper coins or whatever. Okay, I've got that. I've got copper and I've got silver and I've got some gold. Not too much, but I've got some. So I'll take this for 4 copper coins. Okay. But imagine if they didn't know about copper yet, but they just found out about it and they knew it was real. Or maybe they didn't realize, but you had copper now. Okay. And you said, well, I have gold and silver, but I have copper too. Well, what's copper? Well, copper is this. And this amount of copper equals this amount of silver. Oh, really? Yeah. Well, let me find out about it. Come back tomorrow. You go back tomorrow. You go back tomorrow and they say, I'll take your copper. You see, just look at it that way. I know that sounds dumb, but I don't know how else to say it. You just have to go out there and let people know, because people are becoming very aware of cryptocurrency. They may not have to understand or need to understand how the blockchain technology works, but they can certainly use the cryptocurrency. Okay, that's it. I can't shut up. Thanks, guys. Again, I love you all. Have a great weekend. I'll be back tomorrow, God willing. Same time, same place, same channel. Good night, and a good day wherever you are in the world.